Hello everyone, this is Adrian Howard, Weather Rampage, and this is your Hurricane Alert Mode, continuing on the coverage of Hurricane Florence as it continues to move closer and closer to the Carolina coastline. As you can see here is the storm on True Satellite Imagery this morning as of 6:42 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And that True Code Satellite Imagery shows this hurricane as still as a powerful storm, strong Category 2 hurricane with maximum sustained winds at 110 miles per hour. It has weakened a lot considerably from what it was before. But nevertheless, this hurricane is still a very strong hurricane, and it is going to have some wide-reaching impact into areas of the Carolinas and into areas of South Carolina, the Carolinas. And what I want to show you is, let me just back out that view of that. And what I want to show you is some other things associated with this storm this morning that I kind of want to show you. And this morning, the winds have really kind of came down on the storm, which is good news. The winds have came down on the storm, and I wanted to show you, but the only thing about it, here is the stats on it. But as I said before, the hurricane's wind speeds are at 110 miles per hour. It is still a very dangerous hurricane as it moves to the Carolina coastline, South Carolina, North Carolina coastline. But the difference here is now the track has changed again. As you can see, the storm is expected to move in at 2 a.m. Friday and is right over top of Wilmington and right over Jacksonville, North Carolina, almost Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Wilmington, North Carolina, and just about over Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, over those areas, and hitting Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. So those areas will be affected, looks like, as a hurricane strike is imminent there. And as you can see, this wind field around Hurricane Florence has really expanded, which is not good news as this hurricane comes inland. So these tropical storm force winds will affect just about all of the Carolinas. And also, as this storm moves into near Bennettsville, South Carolina, and Terrell, South Carolina, and other areas like Lumberton, North Carolina, the eye wall could be coming ashore inland that far, and there could be hurricane force winds now. Depending on how much more this storm expands, hurricane force winds could be reaching Terrell, Bennettsville, Lumberton, Terrell, Bennettsville, South Carolina, Lumberton, North Carolina, and possibly up into areas of the Sandhills if it continues. But it looks like it has it down to a tropical storm by that point, which I hope it will. The intensity will come down some on this storm when it does. But we could be seeing tropical storm force winds up into areas of Scotland County, Richmond County, which includes Hamlet, Rockingham, and Laurinburg, into Wadesboro, North Carolina, and also into areas of, Bennettsville, Wadesboro, Rockingham, Hamlet, Laurinburg, into the Charlotte metro area as well. You could be seeing tropical storm force winds of 70 up to 73 miles an hour. So these gusts could be up to 90 miles an hour in some cases as this storm comes in. So just keep that in mind. And what I want to show you here is the hurricane warnings are still in effect for this area here: Jacksonville, North Carolina, Kenansville, Goldsboro, Kingston, Greenville, Williamston, Edenton, Columbia, Nags Head, Morehead City, New Bern. All of these areas under a hurricane warning with this storm in red, as you can see here. And also these areas in red: Whiteville, North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, Burgaw, North Carolina, Southport, North Carolina, Conway, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, all under a hurricane warning with this storm, with Hurricane Florence. And also, I want to show you here areas of Darlington, Florence, Kingstree, South Carolina, and to near Cheraw, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, under hurricane warning right now. Not a hurricane warning, excuse me, a tropical storm warning. So winds could still be reaching up to 73 miles an hour in these locations. And here in Richmond County is under a tropical storm warning. Sanford under a tropical storm warning. As you can see here to near Rocky Mount, tropical storm warning. Fayetteville's under a tropical storm warning. So this storm is going to have far-reaching effects, as you can see. And here's the GOES satellite imagery showing the whole entire Gulf of, not a Gulf, but the whole entire Atlantic Ocean, showing the hurricane as from far out over top. You can see there's a storm there getting closer and closer to the Carolinas. And here's another shot of the storm. As you can see, it's getting closer and closer to the Carolinas, and could even intensify a little bit before it gets to the coast, but I'm not anticipating that at the time right now. But that's not to say it won't happen. But here's the GFS model run showing the storm coming in, as you can see, into that area, into Wilmington, North Carolina, and into Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Florence, South Carolina, and also Whiteville, North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, and also Cheraw and Bennettsville, South Carolina, as that storm's center comes inland. And it affects Richmond County also, and Anson County, into Mecklenburg County as well. So, and then it heads into the Appalachian Mountains, producing flooding there. So this scenario is not a good scenario also. But here's the GFS as we pan out with the GFS, showing the same thing with this storm as it comes inland with this hurricane. So here's the satellite view of the storm. As you can see here, the cloud tops are awesome with the storm still kind of symmetrical, moving closer and closer to the Carolinas. And also here's the other satellite view, the IR satellite view of the storm, as it moves closer and closer into near North Carolina, South Carolina. And there you have it. This storm is going to have some major impacts. Flooding is still anticipated with this storm, up to almost 8 to 12 inches moving inland from this storm as well. So I want to keep you updated with this storm. This is your hurricane alert mode, or still updating you on Hurricane Florence as it moves dangerously close into the Carolinas, producing some widespread, devastating, catastrophic impacts. I will keep you updated, everyone. Take care.